out-of-body experience.
Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast with your hosts Logan and
Hayden.
And today we bring you another episode of Just Book It. Last episode we had the draft, and that was an insane episode. So many things happened. The rosters changed, players going everywhere, things happening, and now we get to see in this episode the fallout. We've got 3 weeks of Raw and SmackDown television and our pay-per-views to take over today. So let's kick it off with Monday Night Raw, week number 26.
Okay. So, after the fallout from the draft, a lot of guys left Raw. Some guys came to Raw. So tonight is so on this episode of Raw is the last night for all the guys that got drafted to SmackDown.
Yep.
To have their final moments on Raw before they head over there. So we start out with the Vision coming out to the ring.
Yeah, they lost a pretty big
all
number
together with all their titles, and Seth Rollins is pretty angry about that. He comes out, he starts yelling how the draft ruined his vision, split up everything that he was trying to build over here on Raw, and he says that he can't believe that Braun Breaker is headed to SmackDown. He says Braun Breaker was supposed to be the future of the Raw brand, and that all got taken away from him. He goes over to Breaker, and he extends his hand out, and they shake hands. And Seth goes, I know you're going to be a main event star on SmackDown.
And that was his vision.
And he wishes Braun luck. Braun takes the mic, and he says SmackDown doesn't know what they're getting. They're getting an unleashed animal coming over there. And he's going to take over. Everything that they thought SmackDown was going to be is going to get flipped on its head. And he's saying the worst thing that could happen to SmackDown was he got drafted there. Then, as they're kind of celebrating with each other, RKAJ comes out. And they're standing there and they say,
Do they have
well, you know what?
Do they have a MASH theme like they used to do back in the day?
Yes, I hear voices. And it's, how's AJ's go at the beginning?
Oh, it's just got the beat at the beginning.
None.
Yeah, and then it hits
You don't want none.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw it together. So they come out, and Orton says that he's happy Breaker's leaving. He's tired of seeing him around here. And AJ says that he's happy that the Vision's going to be one man weaker, and that it's going to be easier to take them out now that Braun Breaker's gone.
True.
Breaker starts yelling at him, saying that they don't have no chance to get the Vision, even if he's gone. The Vision will always be stronger than them. So Randy Orton says, why don't we just find out tonight? He said that, you can't take those tag team titles with you, so we might as well take them from you before Bischoff takes them from you. And Rollins goes up to Breaker, and he's like, you don't do this. We don't have to do this. And Breaker goes, it's on!
Oh.
Let's go! So the main event tonight will be for the World Tag Team Championships.
All right.
The Vision defending against RKAJ. Then our next matchup is the breakup of one of the best tag teams in Raw's history so far, through 26 weeks. Phoenix comes out first, one of the newest members of SmackDown, and he's going to take on his brother, Pentagon Jr. And we just have a face-off. They stare down each other, and you can just feel the emotion. They're going to be split up now. They were dominating the tag team division. So it ends up, it looks like they're about to, handshake to start the match. And then Penta throws up the Ceremony.
Nice.
And Phoenix ends up super kicking him right in the face. They go back and forth. Pentagon hits a crazy pop-up powerbomb on Phoenix. Phoenix hits his rope arm drag that he always hits when he does the split leg arm drag off the rope. Hits a moonsault on Pentagon. Pentagon hits the backstabber on him. It ends up a Phoenix. Whoa, that was close.
Michael.
I can't put Pentagon and Phoenix
Michael
together.
Penix.
That's a little iffy there. You get a little Michael Penix action going on here. So you get Phoenix. He's going up. He's going up for a senton. Pentagon dodges it, rolls through, goes for the super kick. Phoenix catches it. Phoenix ends up going for a brainbuster that Pentagon rolls through, rolls him up right into the cradle pile driver, hits the cradle pile driver on Phoenix, pins him 1, 2, 3. Pentagon Jr. picks up the win over Phoenix. And as they both kind of get up, they end up shaking hands and hugging. With Phoenix end up going to SmackDown. Pentagon's going to stay on Raw and see what happens to him after that. So, unfortunately, the Lucha Bros for Raw are gone. So, next up, we go to the back, and Bischoff's in his office, and he is angry. He is mad about losing Breaker. He's mad about losing Phoenix. He lost, so he didn't really care about losing Ray. That is what it is. And he's really mad about losing Becky and Tiffany. And he can't believe that how much the draft gutted his roster.
As the SmackDown superstars are just waiting in the office, as he's just they just feel so bad because they don't like him or he doesn't like them.
So as he's ticked off and complaining, in walks in one of the newest members of Raw, Rusev.
Oh.
And Rusev comes in, and Bischoff sees Rusev, and he goes, "At least there's one thing good that came out of this draft." And he goes up to Rusev, and he shakes Rusev's hand, and he says, "I'm so excited for you to get started here on Raw. I know you're going to take over and dominate around here." And Rusev says that, he has no competition here on Raw, and he's going to wipe the floor with everybody he comes in contact with.
Makes sense.
So Bischoff wishes him luck, and he says that his first match on Raw will be later tonight, so he better go get ready. So then we have our next up. We have a tag team match between Culture Shock of Naomi and Lash Legend taking on Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And this group and Jade Belair have been having this feud going on since WrestleMania. It's just been a bunch of back and forth, nonstop. So
yeah, Naomi is your champion. Right?
Naomi is the women's champ. She ended up winning. I gotta go back in my archives here. She ended up picking the win at.
It was at WrestleMania, wasn't it?
No, Jade won at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
No, she won because she betrayed and joined Culture Shock,
mm-hmm.
and that's how she won. But I forget which event that was. It wasn't obviously at Bragging Rights, so it must have been at the Champions. It must have been at Night Champions. So I don't have that paper with me. So yes, we have Naomi as the women's champ, and then she has Lash with her. And they go up against Jade and Bianca, and Jade and Bianca just start dominating this match. They're tired of the Culture Shock and what they've been doing to everybody on Raw. Jade starts beating up Naomi. Bianca, they could do the classic tag team where they go, quick tags in and out, taking out Naomi. Suplexes, hitting her. She hits her with the hair in the stomach. Naomi eventually gets Lash. Lash gets in there. She starts taking out Bianca. She gets the advantage. But then Bianca gets the hot tag to Jade. Jade comes in, starts throwing everybody around, takes out Nia, who tries to get up on the top, takes out Tamina. And just then, Charlotte's music plays. And she comes out and stands there, and Jade's staring her down. Can't believe she's out there. She's screaming at her. Charlotte's staring her down from the entrance ramp. And then all of a sudden, Lash comes in from behind. What's she called again? The lash extension?
Yep.
Hits the lash extension on Jade out of nowhere. Pins her. 1, 2, 3. Lash gets the huge upset. With Charlotte coming in for the assist on the distraction on Jade. So Lash gets up a huge
kind of a
win
heel move
Jade.
for Charlotte.
Yeah, well, she doesn't like Jade. They have a lot of problems. So, next up, we got R-Truth make his way into the ring, sing a little bit of "What's Up." What's up? What's up? And he's out there, and he's excited to see. He's going to welcome a new edition of Raw tonight to come
A new
out for a
edition of Raw.
match
Okay.
from SmackDown. And unfortunately for our truth, it is Rusev. And Rusev makes his way out to the ring. And our truth says he's happy to see him. He's happy he's going to be here on Raw. And he goes to extend his hand out to Rusev, and Rusev just slaps it away. Clotheslines Truth, hits him with the super kick, locks in the accolade. Truth taps out real quick. Rusev dominates his first match.
Truth think that the Rusev is because he thinks Tommaso
I was trying to
Ciampa,
think of a good.
or he thinks Triple H is Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a good comp for Rusev, but it had to be someone like Nikita Koloff or something.
And he
like
thinks
that.
Danhausen and Asuka are the same person.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to think of somebody that would.
It's got to be like someone, a forward, bigger monster
Yeah.
guy, like a Koloff or somebody like that. Anyway, so Truth gets tapped out. Rusev wins, gets his win in his debut on Raw, so that's big time for him. Then we get next matchup. We get another debut tonight, and it is the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura,
Oh.
and he's going to be taking on Damian Priest. So they both come out. Nakamura comes out to his classic NXT song, the good version, not the one with all the words and all that crap.
He had the good one when he was on SmackDown.
I like the. Well, I'm talking about this is world class Nakamura, NXT Nakamura.
He was doing good before he got drafted. I had big plans for him.
So, nah, he did nothing on SmackDown. They wasted talent. I got a lot of guys that I got from SmackDown that were wasted over there. I'm bringing into the forefront. So Nakamura comes out. That's how it's called being a good GM. So Nakamura comes out and Priest comes out, and they lock up. Nakamura starts chaining some wrestling moves together. Gets the wrist lock, starts spinning the wrist around. Priest uses power to break out, hits him with a knee to the gut, throws him off the ropes, hits him with a shoulder block, knocks Nakamura down. Priest is standing tall over him. They go back and forth with a Priest tries to hit a spinning sidekick. Nakamura dodges, hits that little. It's almost like the Pele, that sidekick he hits.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Hits it on Priest. Hits that move. He gets up on the middle rope, hits a flying knee off there on Priest. Priest catches him, hits him with a choke slam. Priest goes up top, goes for the crossbody, but Nakamura dodges it. Nakamura ends up hitting him with kicks to the chest while Priest is down on his knees. So he starts hitting him with those. And then he goes in for the Kinshasa, but Priest gets up and clotheslines him. And then Priest is setting us up for the Rager's Edge. But Nakamura is able to kick his way out of it. Lands back down. Hits a spinning back fist to Priest. Kind of rocks him. And then he turns back around and hits another big-time knee to the head. Priest is down on his knee. Nakamura's in the corner. He does that little thing where he goes like back. What do you even call that? When he does the show-off move he does?
Yeah.
When he's getting all amped up. And then he goes in and hits a Kinshasa right on Damian Priest. Knocks him out. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Nakamura picks up the win in his debut on Raw. So Nakamura makes his way out of the ring, and the lights go out. And when the lights come back on, the House of Black is standing in the ring, standing over Damian Priest. And Priest is still pretty much out from the Kinshasa to the head. So Aleister Black tells Cross and Andrade to pick him up. They raise him up. They hold him still. Black looks at him. He tells him to watch out. And then he hits the fade to black right on Priest, knocking Priest out cold.
I thought they were going to kidnap him like they've been kidnapping everybody else.
Well, I wasn't finished yet. Knocks him out cold with the fade to black. Priest is laying there, and then Cross and Andrade drag him out of the ring and carry him to the back as Damian Priest, just like Sami Zayn and Finn Balor, is being sacrificed.
Everybody's just getting kidnapped.
To the House
You're not
of
going to have a
Black.
roster left.
Like, hey, you gotta build up, guys. I'm sacrificing people. So Priest gets sacrificed. He gets taken away. We go to commercial. When we come back to commercial, we're in the back, and Otis and Tozawa are back there
Nice.
with Maxine Dupree, and they're talking about how excited they were for the draft and everything that happened. And just then, an old friend walks in.
Ooh.
It is one of the newest members of Raw, Chad Gable.
Oh, little tense, little tense.
And Otis and Tozawa look at him, and Gable kind of comes in, and he's just kind of looking at him. And then they all grab each other and
All
hug.
right.
And Gable says he's so excited to be back on Raw and reunited with Alpha Academy. And he says he's going to help them build them back up to where they should have been before. And he's excited to be back and trying to be their mentor again.
All right.
And so they're all happy and they're cheering. And R-Truth walks in with a towel. He's kind of hurt from what happened with Rusev. And he looks over at Gable and he goes, "Hey, Kurt, it's good to see you." And Gable's like, what are you talking about? He's like, "Yeah, Kurt Angle. It's good. I'm glad you're back on Raw." And then R-Truth walks away.
Nice.
Yeah, because he just loses his mind. So then we go to the ring, and out comes John Cena.
Uh-oh.
Yabba-doo! And Cena's out there, and he says it's a crazy night tonight. He says that it is it's hard to see some of these guys end up leaving and head to SmackDown. He's happy that there's new faces here on Raw to face, but he is a little sad to see some people go. And he knows this is his last year in the WWE. And so there's one guy he wants to make sure he faces one more time before he hangs him up. So, tonight, John Cena calls out Buika Buika,
No.
Rey Mysterio.
Two old men.
SmackDown, one of SmackDown's newest guys. Rey Mysterio comes out. He stands there. He takes a mic. He says he's honored to have his last match on Raw be against John Cena. So they shake hands. They go out. The bell rings. They start the match. Rey's hitting his classic high fly moves, keeping Cena on his toes. Back and forth till Cena ends up hitting him with a clothesline that knocks him for a loop. Cena starts going for his 5 moves of doom. He's hitting the shoulder blocks on Rey. He gets him in the protoplex into the 5-knuckle shuffle. He's setting up for the FU. Gets Rey up. Rey starts elbowing out of it. Hits him, drop kicks him in the back into the ropes. Rey goes for the 619. Hits the 619 on Cena. Rey goes up. He's going to go for the it's not which one? The West Coast Pop. What's the other one called?
I don't know if he has a name. Just a splash, I guess.
No, but not the splash. The one where he just goes high, like he up in the powerbomb position.
Oh, just like a hurricane.
I thought he called it something. No, he doesn't do the hurricane run. That's the West Coast Pop. This is the one where he just goes into the thing and like knocks him down.
Oh, I don't know if he has a move for it. Just a senton, I guess. A sitting senton.
Something like that. Anyway, he goes for that move. Cena catches him. He kind of reverses him back into the FU. Hits the FU on Rey. Gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Cena picks up the win over Rey Mysterio. These SmackDown guys are horrible. They've all lost tonight.
Well, whose fault is that?
So Cena picks Rey up after the match, gives him a hug, shakes his hand, says thank you to Rey, and then he raises his arm up as we go to commercial. We come back to the ring, and Eric Bischoff is standing in the ring. Excuse me. He announces that the next 2 weeks we're going to have qualifying matches for an Intercontinental number 1 contender match that is taking place at the Heck in a Cell pay-per-view. He says that there will be a total of 4 matches, and they will all be triple threats to figure out who will be in the Fatal 4-Way that takes place at Heck in a Cell. He says, unfortunately, that's not the only news he came out here for. He says he has the unfortunate task of asking Becky Lynch to come out here.
Uh-oh.
So Becky Lynch comes out. She is the U.S. champion. She comes out to the ring, and she's, pretty somber. Got a little bit of a tear in her eye. And Bischoff says that with Becky getting drafted to SmackDown, he needs to make sure that he keeps the title here on Raw. And so he has to strip Becky Lynch
Hello.
of the right in the middle of the ring. Strip Becky Lynch of the U.S. title. And Becky understands. She says she totally understands. She gets it. It sucks that she has to give up the title, but she's excited for her future on SmackDown. She thanks Eric Bischoff for all the opportunities. And Bischoff thanks her for being a good champion on Raw. And then Becky says that she's going to SmackDown and she's going straight for the Women's World title. So watch out. Who is it, Liv?
No, it's Rhea.
Rhea, that's right. She won at WrestleMania. That's right. I forgot. It was backwards for what happened. That's right. And then Becky leaves, and then Bischoff announces that we are going to have, over the next 2 weeks, a U.S. title tournament to have a new champion crowned at the Heck in a Cell pay-per-view coming up in a couple weeks. So we will be having a lot of tournaments coming
Bischoff
up to
loves a
crown new
tournament.
champions. But he does love a tournament. So now it's time for the main event, the World Tag Team Championship. The Vision of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are defending against RKAJ. So it's a good classic tag team match. Breaker's intense tonight, so he's been hitting some heavy hitting moves, some suplexes. T-bone suplex on AJ, throwing AJ around the ring. Bronson gets in there and he's really beating down AJ. AJ's the sacrificial lamb in this match. Eventually, Braun trying to go for the spear. AJ reverses it, and he runs into the corner. AJ hits the Pele off of that, knocks Braun down. Braun's going for the hot tag on to Bronson Reed, but AJ's able to get to Randy Orton. So Orton gets in there, goes against Bronson Reed. Bronson's trying to overpower Orton, but Orton's able to reverse. Orton's able to hit a couple of his moves, knocks him into the corner, gets him in position for the concussion DDT, hits Bronson with that. Braun gets back in and starts beating on Orton, but AJ ends up breaking it up. Just then Seth comes out, and he gets in the ring, and he's distracting the ref while Braun Breaker's setting up Randy Orton for a spear. And Randy Orton's arguing with Seth and the ref to get him out of here. Braun hits the spear on Orton, knocks Orton out. Rollins is telling him to pin him. Just then, he gets down off the apron. He's yelling at the ref to turn around for the pin. But as he turns around, he sees coming from the corner is Drew McIntyre, hits him with the Claymore out of nowhere. Knocks Rollins out cold. Braun gets up. He can't believe it. He's like, what are you doing? What's happening? Then Braun turns around. And he gets caught by AJ. He's going for the Styles Clash. Braun ends up reversing it. He goes for the spear, but AJ dodges it, and he ends up hitting Bronson Reed with the spear. And then when Braun gets up and turns around, Orton hits the RKO on Braun Breaker, knocks him out of the ring. Then it tags AJ. AJ hits the 450 on Bronson Reed, who was laid out with the spear. Ends up pinning Bronson. 1, 2, 3. New tag team champions. RKAJ. Just then, Drew McIntyre had left after laying out Rollins with the Claymore. And Rollins had gotten back up, and he gets in the ring and AJ and Orton are holding up the titles. And Rollins starts laying out Orton, beating on Orton, and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are attacking AJ. And they're laying him out in the corner, and Logan Paul ends up coming out too, and he starts beating down on Orton. So it's 4-on-2. And just then, all of a sudden, we hear the music of another superstar coming out to help. L.A. Knight.
Whoa.
Yeah. Makes us down to the ring with the steel chair. Runs in, lays out Braun in the right square in the head with the steel chair.
Unprotected?
Well, he got his hands up.
1999.
Hey, he just took a chair shot in real life to the back of the head.
I know, bust him open.
he can
I
take
think
some
Seth just
chair
missed a little
shots.
high.
Yeah. Then he hits Bronson Reed in the stomach and then hits him in the back with the chair. Logan Paul is about to get hit. He falls down and rolls out of the ring real quick. Rollins gets out of the ring. He's yelling at LA Knight. LA Knight gets up on the ropes. He's screaming at all of them. He says, come on, yeah," holding up the chair. Um, so Raw ends up with LA Knight standing tall, with Orton and AJ next to him,
That's
trying to get
quite the
up,
team right
and
there.
the Vision backing out as the show goes off the air and we head to SmackDown week
I think the best
26.
thing to come out of the draft so far is you getting LA Knight and trying to figure out how many ways you can say yeah in each segment he's in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just gonna be random places too. He'll be like in the corner, knocking. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, now that we've traveled over to SmackDown on Friday night, we've got none other than Cody Rhodes, everybody's favorite club leader, making his way to the ring along with the club. And Cody grabs the mic and he starts talking about the draft last week, and he talks about how one of his own family members, Tama Tonga, got drafted to Monday Night Raw. Cody congratulates him. He says good luck, and he's telling him that he's always got a home here in the club. And then they do a too sweet to each other, and Tama starts to leave the ring. Cody grabs his arm,
Oh no.
stops him from leaving, turns him around, and he says one more thing. Go F yourself! And he kicks him
Oh
in the
god.
gut, and then the rest of the club are beating down Tama. They're stomping him into the dirt. They pick him up, they throw him into Cody. He hits a cross. Well, first he hits the bang finger gun, shoots him, and then he hits the crossroads, takes down Tama, leaves him laying unconscious in the middle of the ring. Cody gets up, he fixes his tie, and he smiles into the camera.
What a dick.
This dastardly Cody Rhodes. Unbelievable.
Dick dastardly.
So then we go backstage, and William Regal's in his office, and we see new SmackDown superstar Becky Lynch walk in. And Regal says, "Welcome." He welcomes Becky into the office and welcomes her to SmackDown. And Becky tells him that she's really happy to be here. She's ready to go, but she wants to know what Regal's got in store for her. So Regal says that he's glad that she asked because her first match is going to be next week against Io Sky.
Oh.
And Becky smiles and she says, "That's great. Can't wait." And she walks out. So our first match of the night is a classic. It's a United States Championship Open Challenge. Ilya Dragunov in the ring, waiting his opponent. Who is going to answer the call this week? It is none other than new SmackDown superstar Rey Fenix.
Oh, here we go.
Rey Fenix music plays. The crowd goes crazy, and they see Phoenix.
Just got buried on Raw.
and we see Phoenix come to the ring. Crowd's going insane. They're happy to see Phoenix on SmackDown. And Ilya and Phoenix, they start going crazy. They start going blow for blow, trading shots, taking each other's best moves. Ilya's hitting some big meaty chops, and Phoenix is throwing them right back in his face. But he's got the open hand chops that just like slap the chest.
Yeah.
And so Ilya starting to get hot. He's hitting all his big moves. He goes for a Constantine special, but Phoenix kicks out at two. Phoenix is able to recover, goes up, hits a 450 splash, but Dragunov kicks out at two. Neither one of them can get the edge over the other, and then Phoenix goes to the top rope to hit his old school that he does with the twist that you were talking about on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But as he's doing it, he jumps down. Ilya catches him with a nasty forearm to the jaw, and that takes Phoenix completely out. Ilya goes for the H-bomb, connects on it. 1, 2, 3, and Dragunov retains. After the match, Phoenix is getting up. He's still a little woozy after taking the two nasty shots with the forearms. And Ilya and Phoenix, they shake hands, and we go backstage. Backstage, we see Rhea and Dom, and they're just talking. They're just conversing about things, about life. And Becky walks up to them. She goes up to Rhea, and she says, "I guess I was right. You never know who's going to be your next challenger." And Rhea says, "I'd be happy to beat you anytime, anywhere." And Becky smiles and walks away. Our second match of the night, Austin Theory versus Dragon Lee. Theory comes out and he's annoyed. He's so angry at how he's been treated on SmackDown these past couple of months. He's kind of turned a new leaf the past few weeks. So he comes out, he's angry, he's just destroying Dragon Lee from the beginning. Dragon Lee really has no chance to recover. He's controlling the entire match. He's methodically beating down Dragon Lee, hitting some really powerful shots on Lee. Lee can't even focus. He's getting hit so hard. Theory picks up Dragon, puts him up on his shoulders, hits a huge A-Town down. 1, 2, but Dragon Lee kicks out at 2. The crowd goes crazy. Theory almost looks insulted that Dragon Lee kicked out of that. So he goes outside, he grabs a chair, gets back in the ring, and then just smashes Dragon Lee's head with it. Absolutely crushes it. I mean, it makes a thud, a disgusting thud. The ref calls for the DQ, but Theory doesn't stop. The bell rings, but he continues to smash the chair on Dragon Lee, just pulverizing him into the mat with the steel chair. Then he picks up Dragon for another A-Town down, and first he sets the chair down, then he picks him up, and he plants him right on the chair with the A-Town down. Nasty, nasty visual. The ref finally gets in there and stops Theory, pushes him out of the ring, tells him to get out of there, and the medics come in, the doctors, and they come to check on Dragon Lee. The crowd's kind of silent at this point. They're just in shock of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So backstage, we go to the locker room, and we see Braun Breaker in there, and he's getting ready and doing his thing, and CM Punk walks in.
Ooh.
Breaker stands up, and they go face to face. Punk says he wanted to welcome Braun to SmackDown, but he says he doesn't want Braun to... he wants Braun to know that this is his show. He doesn't want him to get any ideas about maybe taking over. He saw what he said on Raw. And so Braun smiles and he says, "Don't worry, Punk. You can have the show until you can't go anymore." And then he looks him up and down and he says, "By the look of it, that might not take much longer."
Ooh.
And he walks away. So now we have the go-home between Blake Monroe and Lyra Valkyria in a street fight. Blake Monroe comes out with a kendo stick. She gets in the ring, but Lyra tackles her to the ground and they start brawling out of the ring. They go crazy. Lyra grabs the kendo and she starts beating Blake with it. She's swinging for the fences, swinging like Barry Bonds, hitting Blake like crazy. Blake is able to escape out of the ring, but Lyra follows her. She's still swinging. She's hitting Blake, just clipping her a little bit as Blake's trying to get away. And Blake gets to the announcer's table. Lyra's still hitting her with the kendo stick. She finally is able to hit her so much that it snaps the bamboo or whatever it's made out of and completely shatters the kendo. It's broken into a couple pieces now. Blake falls to her knees, to her hands and knees, and tries to crawl back towards the ring. Lyra pulls her out, but Blake turns around and throws a mysterious powder in Lyra's face. Mr. Fuji style. Lyra freaks out. She's panicking. She's screaming. She doesn't know this stuff is now on her. She wasn't ready for that. Blake grabs a steel chair and smashes it on the head of Lyra. Lyra knocked out, and she falls onto the announcer's table. Blake sets her up for the glamorous DDT, which I found out is what she calls her finisher DDT.
Gotcha.
And she hits it, putting Lyra through the announcer's table. They both go through it. Blake slowly gets up. She picks Lyra up, throws her into the ring, covers her. 1, 2, 3. And the glamorous Blake Monroe wins the match.
Nice.
So now backstage, we've got William Regal in his office when Oba Femi walks in. Oba asks Regal what's next for him. He said he held up his end of the bargain at the draft, getting on the SmackDown the first pick, and now it's Regal's turn. But before Regal can answer, Carmelo Hayes walks in, the World Heavyweight Champion. And he tells Regal that nobody on this roster deserves a shot at his title. There's nobody on this roster. And so Regal says he's got a decision that he's got to make, and he'll tell everyone next week. So now it's main event time. We've got Braun Breaker versus the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso. Jay's yeeting as always. He's running it back with his entrance. He's going down. He's doing all the things. But when he gets off the top rope, or the middle rope, I guess, he turns around and Braun Breaker hits a massive spear on him. The bell rings. Braun pulls his straps down. He's going crazy. He runs the ropes like a blur and then hits Jay with another spear. 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker
Ouch.
wins.
Goodness.
And now we head to Raw, week 27.
Okay. Let's see here. Raw week 27. So as we found out last week, we are going to have Intercontinental number one contender matches. 2 qualify for the Intercontinental number one contender match, which is a fatal four-way at Heck in a Cell. So we start out with our first one. And it is going to be, these are all triple threats. So there's going to be, the first one's going to be Kofi Kingston taking on Trick Williams, taking on R-Truth. You can see the pattern there. Just like Christian would say.
They're all very charismatic.
They're all great wrestlers. So you got these 3 guys in the ring. Kofi's kind of been with New Day mostly. R-Truth's kind of been doing his thing. And Trick's been a little bit a newer character to the Raw roster. So this is kind of a chance for all 3 of these guys to establish themselves. And it starts out with Kofi and Truth going straight after Trick. They're trying to use their veteran. They used to be a tag team.
I was going to say, they used to be a tag team, didn't they?
Yep. So they're going after Trick. They're trying to use that veteran knowledge to take him out. He eventually dodges it, clotheslines Truth, clotheslines Kofi. They kind of throws Kofi out of the ring, throws Truth out of the ring. He goes for a suicide dive, hits both of them, throws Truth into the steps, throws Kofi back in the ring. He tries to get up, but Kofi's able to catch him on his way in. And then Kofi hits the boom boom drop while he's hanging off the ropes onto his back.
Does he still do the
knocks him down. He does in my head. I don't know. I haven't seen him wrestle forever. Hits that Trick, knocks Trick down. He goes back. He catches him. He hits him with the SOS on Trick.
I know he doesn't do that.
SOS, baby. That was a great move. Hits the SOS on Trick. Trick's able to kick out. Truth gets back in the ring. Catches Kofi with the, what's he call that move? His little Truth, the one where he grabs him and throws him down.
Oh, I don't know.
Gosh dang, what was that move called?
I'm not sure.
Truth something. Something about the truth. Anyway.
The whole truth.
It's like a reverse IKO where he grabs him in his head
I'm not sure.
he's going backwards. So he knocks Kofi out of the ring. He turns around, kicks Trick in the back of kicks Trick in the gut. And then he goes off the ropes, trying to hit his scissor kick. Miss, Trick dodges it. Trick hits him with the, what's he called, the knee?
Trick shot.
Trick shot. Hits Truth through the trick shot, pins him. 1, 2, 3. Trick Williams
that's big for Trick.
moves on to Heck in a Cell into the Intercontinental number one contender match. Excuse me. So then we move on. The next match on the card is the Women's U.S. Championship Tournament match. We have Bianca Belair taking on Bayley. And as Bayley's making her way out to the ring, she gets stopped by Lila Valkyrie.
Ooh.
And she says she just wanted to wish Bayley luck and hopes that everything goes well for her out there. She hopes that she knows she's going to beat Bianca. And Bayley says she appreciates it and starts heading out to the ring. So Bayley heads out, Bianca gets out there. This is what, these guys have been wrestling forever. Bayley tries to do a test of strength with Bianca. It does not go well.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah. Bayley basically gets outmaneuvered at every turn in this match. She's getting thrown around. She's getting hit with a Samoan drop. She's getting hit with a suplex. But Bianca's just throwing her around at one point. But then eventually Bayley catches her in the knee, hurts Bianca's knee, starts taking the advantage that way. Ends up going for the Bayley to belly, but Bianca overpowers her, pushes her off the ropes, hits her with a big forearm to the face, then gets her up with what's she called, the KOD?
Yes.
Hits the KOD on Bayley, pins Bayley, 1, 2, 3. Bianca Belair's moving on to Heck in the Cell to crown the new Women's U.S. Champion.
Interesting.
Then we have John Cena come out. And he says he's ready for his next challenge. He said he's moving past what happened with Seth Rollins in the Vision. And he wants to end his career, this last half of his career, in the best way he knows how, and that's challenging the best superstars that Raw has to offer.
The John Cena Open Challenge?
So he says that he's ready for a big challenge, and he wants to have a really big match at Heck in the Cell. As he's waiting in the ring, we get the bagpipes playing.
Oh.
And it's Drew McIntyre. And they've had a few... Yes. From the grave, Roddy Piper.
He said the biggest.
Yes. And Drew comes out, and they'd had a little bit of war words here recently anyway. And Drew says he's tired of being stuck in the mid-card, fighting for worthless titles like the Intercontinental title.
Ouch.
He says what he wants is the main event, and he wants the world title. And he knows the only way to prove that he can get it there and do that is to beat John Cena. And he says John Cena's been one of the greatest of all time. He's going to take John Cena, end his career early, and move on to the main event picture where he feels like he belongs. Cena kind of smirks and says, "You know what, kid? That's a good idea. Let's do it." And so they make it official. At Heck in the Cell, John Cena will go one-on-one with Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Next up, we have Pentagon come out for his next match. He is going one-on-one with Solo Sikoa.
Ooh.
So they come out and Solo starts overpowering Pentagon early. Hits him with a Samoan drop. Hits him with a nice super kick. Pentagon reverses, hits the super kick himself, hits the backstabber. He goes up, he hits a crossbody off the top, trying to get Solo down. Just can't pin him. Solo ends up catching him, trying to go for the spike. Pentagon dodges it, going for the cradle pile driver. All of a sudden, a hooded figure comes up to the apron.
A hooded figure?
The ref's looking at him. A hooded figure. Pentagon's looking at him. Ref's looking at him like, what are you doing? Pentagon lets go Solo. He's pointing at the hooded figure like, what? Get out of here. All of a sudden, the hooded figure throws the hood off. It's Tama Tonga.
Tama Tonga?
From SmackDown. Pentagon can't believe it. He's looking at him. And then all of a sudden, from behind, Solo grabs the back of Pentagon's head, hits him with the spike from behind, knocks Pentagon down, pins Pentagon 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Solo wins, beating Pentagon Jr.
Win.
Tama Tonga gets in the ring, grabs Solo's arm, lifts it in the air. We might have just seen the beginning of a whole new friendship going on here as Solo and Tama leave the ring. Then we have the next match in the Intercontinental Number One Contender series. It is Chad Gable taking on House of Black's Andrade, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, man.
So we know Nakamura and Andrade have a little bit of history. So they kind of start going after each other. Gable's kind of standing there like, okay, what are we doing here? They go back and forth on the outside. Gable ends up hitting the ropes, going through a suicide, taking them both out. He gets them back in the ring. He wants to try to prove himself now that he's back on Raw, or he's on Raw now. He gets in the ring, hits a suplex on Andrade, hits Nakamura, hits a standing suplex on Nakamura. He starts feeling it. He throws the straps down. He goes for the ankle lock on Nakamura. Nakamura reverses with some heel kicks to the head, which in turn has him go backwards into Andrade, who Andrade hits him with the tiger suplex, the tigerplex suplex from behind. Gable lands right on his neck. Andrade turns around. Nakamura hits him with a super kick. Andrade gets kind of loopy. Nakamura throws him into the corner, runs in the corner, hits double knees in the corner. Andrade's down. He turns around to Gable. He hits Gable with that spinning heel kick he has. And now he's setting him up for the Kinshasa. He's going for the Kinshasa, but Andrade catches him with a huge running knee shot of his own. Knocks Nakamura out of the ring. Andrade turns around. Gable catches him. A Northern Lights suplex. Andrade is able to kick out, luckily. It was close, too. Andrade gets back up. He goes for a super kick on Gable. Gable catches into the ankle lock. Locks it in. Andrade rolls through. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Gable kicks out. But in the rollout, it kind of rolls him onto the back of Andrade. He picks up Andrade, rolls him through, and hits the Chaos Theory
Nice.
on Andrade. 1, 2, 3. Chad Gable picks up the upset win on Andrade.
All right.
And he's moving on to Heck in a Cell to be in the Intercontinental number one contender match. Andrade can't believe it. He's hurt. All of a sudden, the lights go out. The lights come back on. And Aleister Black and Karrion Kross are standing in the ring. Andrade's kind of looking at him like, I'm sorry. I screwed up. Aleister Black walks up to him, slaps him across the face. Andrade just looking at him, can't believe it. And then Aleister Black hugs him. And Andrade's like, okay, and hugs him back. And then Aleister looks at him. He looks across, and he points out as Nakamura is still laid out on the outside. And Andrade and Karrion Kross go out and just start beating down Nakamura on the outside. He's getting obliterated. And so they pick up Nakamura, throw him back in the ring. They all get in the ring. Nakamura's laid at the feet of Aleister Black. Aleister Black does that move where he picks them up by his foot with on their chin that he always did in NXT. He picks up Nakamura like that. He has House of Black pick up Nakamura. He's standing there. Aleister Black's getting ready to hit the Fade to Black. All of a sudden, the lights go out again.
Somebody got paid.
And this time no, we're not paying for this show. And all of a sudden, we hear a heartbeat.
Oh.
Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. And we start seeing some smoke.
Oh, we know what the heartbeat means.
And we look up at the top of the ramp, and the lights come on, and they're red. And through the smoke, we see the crawling figure of the Demon Finn Balor.
On a Raw?
He's back.
That's crazy. To save his New Japan brother?
He's back after being sacrificed, what was that, a month ago? 2 months ago? By the House of Black. Finn Balor being sacrificed, he reverted back to his demon form.
That's his base form. He reverted back.
He reverted back. And so the demon makes his way to the ring, slides in the ring, House of Black scatters. They all go running. The demon gets up on the top rope, stares at him, points at Aleister Black, slices his throat. He's coming for the House of Black as Nakamura is still laying there in the ring, like, what's going on? So then we move on, and we're going to have a woman's number one contender match to go up against Naomi at Heck in a Cell. Naomi's at ringside on commentary. It is going to be Jade Cargill continuing her rivalry with Charlotte Flair. Excuse me. So we got Jade and Charlotte going at it. They do a big stare down to start the match. This has got that big fight feel. I forgot to say this is the main event of tonight. Sorry. So this has got that big fight feeling. So Jade staring down Charlotte. They end up going. Jade catches her with a forearm. Charlotte throws a chop back and forth. Chop, forearm, chop, forearm. Then eventually Charlotte dodges the forearm, hits her with a big boot to the face. Jade gets up, hits an elbow in the corner to stop Charlotte from coming in, hits a big boot of her own. She goes up, she picks her up to try to hit the Jade, and Charlotte reverses. She goes back to attack Jade, but Jade catches her this time on her shoulders and she's trying to hit the one-wing angel,
What?
which we found out she can do now. So I'm adding it to her repertoire.
People wanted Kenny to hit a jaded.
Yeah, he should. So she's going for the one-winged angel, but Charlotte rolls through and catches her. 1, 2, but Jade kicks out. Charlotte's ticked. She sets her up. She's going for the spear, hits the spear on Jade. Now she's setting her up. She grabs her leg. She rolls it through to hit the figure 8. All of a sudden, Lash Legend hits a giant boot to Charlotte's face. And at the same time, Tamina and Nia both slide in the ring, and they start beating down on Jade. And then Naomi gets in the ring, while both Jade and Charlotte get laid out, and she lays out both of them with super kicks.
Where's the referee?
So the ref's gone. He threw the match out. So the match ended in a no contest, as both women got attacked by Culture Shock. And the final shot is Culture Shock with Naomi holding up her title, standing tall in the ring as Jade and Charlotte are laid out at their feet.
And this faction is bad news.
So the Culture Shock is standing tall. And then the last thing for the night is we have an appearance by L.A. Knight. And he comes out and he says, "How you doing? How you doing?" And the crowd's loving it. They're happy LA Knight's here and not getting buried on SmackDown. So LA Knight's out here in the main event spot of the night. And he's calling out the Vision. He's calling out Seth Rollins. He's calling out Bronson Reed. And of course, he's calling out that piece of crap, Logan Paul, who he beat at WrestleMania.
True.
Yeah.
Facts.
He took him out. He knows he can beat him again. And he says he's tired of the Vision. Yeah. The 3/4 of the time.
Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me.
And so he calls out the Vision. He says that he's not going to sit back and watch them try to just beat down everybody around here anymore. So he's on Raw now. He's the new sheriff in town, and he's taking charge.
I like it. The
Vision come out, and Seth is about to start talking, and Logan Paul grabs the mic out of his hand.
Uh-oh.
And he says, "I don't know what you think you are, who you think you are, but you're not coming out here and trying to embarrass me. I'm the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who runs this place." And just then Seth kind of puts his hand on Logan Paul's shoulder. And Logan Paul kind of looks at him and is like, I'm sorry. So he gives Seth back the microphone. And Seth's getting ready to talk. And on that goes, "Whoa, buddy. No one wants to hear from you." All I'm going to say for the rest of the night is this. I had a little idea that I ran across Eric Bischoff. And because I'm new around here, I think he took it rather well. And he agreed that this little idea I had, it was going to be good for creating a little controversy. And we all know that Eric Bischoff loves controversy.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes, "Here's the deal. At Heck in a Cell, it will be the Vision of Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul. And they will be taking on the team of Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and L.A. Knight." Yeah.
Wow, that's a big money move.
But here's the catch, kid. Here's the deal. If any one of me, Randy Orton, or AJ Styles ends up pinning any member of the Vision, we are the new WWE champion.
Oh, old school. I like it.
And Seth starts freaking out. He's like, "What? You can't do it." And LA Knight's like, "Too bad, buddy. Yeah." As Raw goes off the air. And Seth's freaking out. He's screaming. LA Knight's standing up in the corner. He's doing his little weird hand signal thing he does. It's just like, what, the L and the A kind of thing he does.
Yeah.
And he's celebrating. And that's how Raw Week 27
That's a big
goes off.
decision. Okay.
He can convince Eric Bischoff a little bit to do some things.
I mean, LA Knight showed out. He's 2 weeks in, and he's already got some cachet with Bischoff. Was he
He's
Hulk
a
Hogan?
world title match already. Maybe he is. Maybe he's stunned him
That
backstage
doesn't
like
work for
Stone
me,
Cold.
brother.
Taking over.
All right, well, it's SmackDown Week 27 time. And we open SmackDown with Carmelo Hayes. The World Heavyweight Champion makes his way to the ring. He's anxious to find out what William Regal's
Eric
decision.
Bischoff's taking over.
He's anxious to find out what William Regal's decision is. He promised that he would have one, so he wants to know. Mello's calling out Regal, asking him what the decision is. But instead of Regal coming out, it's Obafemi.
Oh, the ruler.
The lights go down, the music starts playing, everybody's doing the Oba walk. Oba's coming down, a thunderous applause, and he's got Oba chants going crazy. He gets in the ring and he tells Mello that he doesn't need Regal to come out because Oba's already made the decision. He's going to take that title at Great American Bash. Mello looks stunned. He can't believe that Oba would be so brash. And then finally,
Really?
Regal's music plays. He comes out on the stage and he says that Oba's not completely wrong. Tonight, Obafemi will face Jacob Fatu and Gunther, and the winner will go on to face Carmelo Hayes at the Great American Bash. Oba's smiling when Mello tries to catch him from behind, tries to hit him. Oba turns around, catches him in the fall from grace, hits Mello with the fall from grace, and Mello retreats out of the ring as the crowds start chanting, Oba,
Oba.
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 Crowd's going crazy. So backstage, we see Rhea, Dom, and Io talking, and they're talking about Rhea's talking with Io about the match with Becky tonight. And all of a sudden, as they're talking, Asuka and Kairi walk up.
Oh, no.
And Asuka starts talking to Io in Japanese. And Io's face quickly turns a little sour, starts to look a little uncomfortable. And finally, after a little bit, Asuka and Kairi walk away, and Rhea asks Io if she's okay, and Io says, yeah, she kind of like nods, and then she clearly seems a little shaken by whatever Asuka said in Japanese. Interesting. So our first match of the night, we've got Roxanne Perez with Raquel Rodriguez versus new SmackDown superstar Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany's backstage right in front of Gorilla doing an interview with Jackie Redmond, and she's talking about how excited she is to be on the SmackDown roster and away from Eric Bischoff and his brand. Unbelievable monarchy that he's got over there. So she makes her entrance and she goes down to the ring, crowd's loving it, and the match begins with Roxanne. She tries to take the early advantage, but Tiffany is one step ahead. She hits multiple backflips into elbows in the corner, those little gymnastic things that she does.
Yep.
And Roxanne takes him right in the face, but she's not out yet. Roxanne gets up, catches her with a pop rocks. Tiffany just kicks out at two. She goes for another one, another pop rocks, but Tiffany is able to somehow reverse it into a Alabama slam, take down Roxanne, and then go up for the prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3. Tiffany Stratton wins.
Man.
Next, we see Austin Theory backstage, and he's talking to Jackie as well. They're having a nice little interview, and Jackie's asking him questions, and Theory's talking about how he's been disrespected, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Dragon Lee comes out, and he starts beating him down for that vicious attack that he took last week. So now they're brawling backstage. Jackie got out of there. She didn't want to get caught in the crossfire. So he's just wailing on Theory, throwing him into everything backstage. Whatever's back there, he's throwing him into. Finally, we get some security and producers. They're able to separate Theory and Dragon Lee, and Regal's in there, and he's screaming, he's yelling. You never want to see Regal yell because he's British yelling. You can't understand him. So he's screaming and yelling. He's telling Theory and Lee to back off, cool off. And then we go to the ring for the United States Open Challenge. Last week it was Rey Fenix. Dragunov's in the ring waiting his next opponent. When the lights go down and the music starts playing, but the crowd doesn't recognize the music. They're hearing it, but they don't react because they don't know what music this is. Whose music is this? And the Titantron is black, and then all of a sudden, a name appears, and that name just says Cobb. The crowd goes crazy, erupts in cheers as Jeff Cobb has returned to the WWE.
That was surprising.
The announcers are freaking out, saying they haven't seen Jeff Cobb in months since he was taken out by the club. The
Looks like he's
crowd's
good.
the crowd's going insane. They're going nuclear for Jeff Cobb. He's eating it up. He's loving it. And he gets in the ring and he just stands there. The crowd's still losing their minds. Both Dragunov and Cobb just stand corner to corner and they're just letting the crowd have the moment. They're letting them go crazy. They can't believe it. They're going nuts for Jeff Cobb to be back. So after waiting a little bit, after waiting a moment for the crowd to go crazy, we finally get going. Cobb uses his strength to overpower Dragunov. He's hitting him with some brutal blows, but Dragunov does not go down easily. He's answering back with some chops of his own and some very stiff punches. Both men go back and forth for a while until eventually they're both down. Ilya, he's the first to get to his feet, and he connects with a torpedo Moscow and an H-bomb. 1, 2, but Cobb kicks out at 2. Ilya doesn't know what he has to do, so he goes and sets up for a super H-bomb from the middle rope. But Cobb rolls out of the way. Ilya runs to the ropes, tries to hit another Constantine special, but right before he makes contact, Cobb catches him into the Tour of the Islands. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Cobb has finally dethroned Ilya Dragunov. And he wins the United States Championship.
I'm shocked.
After the match, Cobb extends his hand, and Ilya shakes it. A sign of respect, but a shock of a return. Jeff Cobb is the U.S. champion. And he just, when he came out, he had a shirt that said, it just was the word Mateo, and it was like one of those red circles with a line through it that said, no more Mateo, whatever.
Nice.
So,
I was hoping it would say Matanza.
no, not Matanza.
Matanza.
That's not, we don't have license to that.
Oh, darn.
They were able to get the license to Jeff Cobb, though.
Okay.
Next, we got Rhea and Dom backstage, and they're still talking. They're talking about Io and how she looked a little shaken and stuff. And Rey Mysterio walks up. And there's a little bit of tension at first.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey doesn't know if Dom's how he's gonna react to seeing him, and so they're a little bit standoffish at first, but Rey starts to talk, but before he can say anything, Dom cuts him off. And Rey thinks that Dom's just gonna berate him. But Dom pulls him in for a hug. And the crowd erupts. You can hear the crowd through the backstage camera and stuff. And then Dom says he's sorry for everything that he said. He's not a deadbeat. He hopes that that Rey can forgive him. And Rey smiles and he says, of course, he's his son. Of course he's going to forgive him. And then they hug again. And then Rey hugs Rhea. And they all hug together. Everybody's hugging. And Dom,
Love fest over there. SmackDown.
and Dom tells Rey that they should go talk to Regal about a possible tag team match. And Rey says, yeah, sure, let's go do that. And they go and talk to Rhea. And as Rhea's watching them walk away, she's still standing there. And here comes Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch walks by on her way to the ring. And before she goes all the way past, she stops and she looks at Rhea. And Rhea tells her, good luck. And Becky just keeps on walking. So we've got Becky Lynch versus Io Sky. These two women are so talented. Two of the best on the roster. And they're very evenly matched. So neither of them can really gain their upper hand throughout. Becky's hitting Io with the Bexploder in the corner, but that's not going to beat Io. She locks in the disarm her, but still Io's not going to give up. Io hits a few kicks, and then takes down Becky. All of a sudden, as Io's getting some momentum, Asuka and Kairi come down to the ring. And Io's face instantly changes as soon as she sees them. And then that moment of pause was enough for Becky to catch Io in a manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch wins, and Asuka and Kairi laugh at Io from outside the ring.
Oh, wow.
Man, what did Asuka say to Io?
I don't know, something sexual, probably.
She's a mentor. She's a senpai, not that.
I don't know.
So now backstage we got Rey and Dom in Regal's office. And they're talking to him, asking him about tag team opportunities, and Regal says he's got just the idea. Next week, we will do a tag team turmoil, and the winners will face the Good Brothers at the Great American Bash.
Mm.
So it's main event time, and it's meat on meat on meat. We've got Obafemi, Jacob Fatu, and Gunther for the number one contender, the World Heavyweight Championship. And there is so much meat in this match, you would think it's an Arby's.
Mm-hmm.
Oba takes out Jacob outside the ring. Gunther's chopping Oba until he's unconscious. Jacob gets back in the ring. He hits multiple super kicks on Gunther, knocking him out, and then he hits the biggest moonsault. I still don't know what he calls it. I think I've heard it before, but I don't remember what he calls it. So I'm just gonna call it the biggest moonsault ever. But then Oba, he breaks up the pin, just barely gets in there and breaks up the pin. So he picks up, Oba grabs Jacob, picks him up for a fall from grace, hits him. Gunther's still knocked out from the moonsault. And as Gunther hits Jacob with the fall from grace, he covers him. 1, 2, 3. Obafemi is the number one contender.
Wow.
Insane. And
That's
now we
huge.
head to the go home show, week 28 of Monday Night Raw.
Oh, but
You were pretty shocked about that Cobb thing, weren't you?
I wasn't expecting Cobb. That's for sure. I expected my boy,
Who's your boy?
Matanza,
Oh my.
eating people to get energy. Okay. We are going on the go home show to Heck in a Cell. It is Raw Week 28. And it starts out with the Prince, Finn Balor, making his way down to the ring. And he says he's come down and he's fired up. It's an impassioned promo. He says that the House of Black almost cost him his career. He's sick and tired of seeing what they've done to Sami Zayn, what they've done to Damian Priest, what they tried to do to Nakamura last week. So he says he's tired of the House of Black and everything that's been going on, and how they've been running roughshod over Raw here the last few months since they've debuted. And he says that it's time someone stands up to him and takes him out. And for some reason, after what they did to him, he just can't help but keep the demon inside. And he says there's only one way to control the demon, and that's to put it inside a cell.
Oh.
And so that's why he is challenging Aleister Black one-on-one, the leader of the House of Black, against the demon, trapped inside Heck in a Cell.
I like it.
And then he throws the microphone and walks out. Then we got the War Raiders taking on Solo and Tama. They're teaming up for the first time. So they kind of they're getting beat up by the War Raiders, but eventually at one point Tama pulls Solo out of the corner when Ivar's going in for a big splash. Solo ends up hitting a huge Samoan drop on him, tags in Tama. Tama starts beating up Ivar, beating him down. It ends with Tama tagging back at Solo, diving outside onto Ivar as Eric's in the ring. Solo hits a super kick on him and then hits the Samoan spike. And Solo and Tama pick up their first win as a team, beating the War Raiders. So then we go to the back and we have a little pre-tape sit-down promo with Drew and John Cena, moderated by Michael Cole. And Cole asks Cena what he feels like he has left to accomplish in his career. And before Cena can even answer, Drew just stops it. He's like, come on, Cole. We all know what John Cena is trying to accomplish. He's trying to ride the last little bit of his fame and his career and trying to bury the last few big names that are actually in their prime. And Cena smiles and he laughs it off and says, you know what, Drew? I used to be in your position. I used to be trying to claw my way to the top and become a world champion. And, I did that. I also did that 17 times. And I'm going to go out the way I want to go out. And I know for sure I'm going to go out this Sunday by pinning you and beating you in the middle of that ring. And Drew says that this Sunday he's going to end up taking out the trash and ending your career before you can even finish your retirement tour. And so they kind of both stand up and face off and do a stare down as the camera fades to black. Then we got a backstage segment where Bayley's walking. She's looking around and she sees Lyra stretching for her match later tonight. She goes up to Lyra and she says, I appreciate what you said to me last week. I didn't pull out the win, but I appreciate what you said. And if you need any help out there tonight, I'll be there for you. And Lyra says, "Oh, I appreciate it. I've always looked up to you, Bayley, and I appreciate your support." So Bayley says, good luck tonight, and I'll be watching to make sure nothing happens. So then, Bayley leaves, and Lyra's happy about that. So then we go to the ring, and we got our next Intercontinental number one contender match. It is the triple threat of Rusev taking on Karrion Kross of the House of Black, taking on Pentagon Jr.
That's fun.
And this is just Kross and Rusev just start beating Pentagon down. Like, he doesn't stand a chance. They're teaming up. They're beating each other down. They're taking their turns. Like, Kross will suplex Pentagon, then Rusev will try to suplex him farther. Like, Pentagon's getting beat up in this
poor
match.
Pentagon.
Eventually, it turns around where Kross turns around into Rusev, and then they just start pounding each other back and forth. Where it ends with Rusev ending up hitting a super kick. Rusev looks like he knocks him down, hits his belly suplex on Kross. He's getting ready to lock in the accolade. He's trying to lock it in. Pentagon comes out of nowhere, hits a springboard backstabber.
Cool.
Off the ropes on Rusev, knocks Rusev down, then rolls up kind of like crosses on his hands and knees.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Pentagon does that roll through pin.
Yeah.
Pins Karrion Kross with a roll up. 1, 2, 3. Pentagon picks up the win over Karrion Kross. Pentagon joins Trick Williams and Chad Gable.
That's a crazy match.
And they're going on to the Intercontinental number one contender match. So then we have a nice 6-man tag. And already in the ring are the White Six of Uncle Howdy, Rowan, and... Wait, do you have Uncle Howdy?
I do.
I wrote down the wrong name. Who's the other one? Rowan, Loomis, and who?
Gacy.
Gacy, that's what it was. I forgot I didn't have Howdy when I wrote that down. I knew I had 3 of them. Gacy.
Well, you have...
Gacy.
What?
What?
I was going to say you
Stone
have...
Cold now? What?
You have the girl, too. Nikki.
Well, yeah, I know I had the group. I knew I had 3 guys. I forgot. I wrote down Howdy. I forgot I didn't have him. Gacy, Rowan, and Loomis. White Six. And out come Alpha Academy. Chad Gable, Otis, and Tozawa. And the White Six, they're aggressive. They're taking out. They end up getting Tozawa in the ring, and they just start beating him down. And he's trying to get a hot tag, and every time he does, Rowan or Gacy throw him back. And then the psychopath Loomis gets in there, and he just starts beating Tozawa down. Tozawa doesn't really even stand a chance. Eventually, Tozawa was able to dodge a clothesline by Gacy and get the hot tag to Gable. Gable gets in there and just starts laying everybody out. Everyone gets knocked to the outside, where Otis climbs up to the top rope and hits a crossbody to the outside on all the members of both teams. Lays everybody out. Big old Otis and this big old worm. Laying everybody out. Caterpillar. Not any better. Gable ends up throwing Loomis in the ring. He gets in there, rolls through on Loomis, hits him with the Chaos Theory. 1, 2, 3. Alpha Academy are on a hot streak right now.
All right.
Pick up the win over the White Six. Then we have the Women's U.S. Championship Tournament match between Lyra Valkyria and Lash Legend. And Lyra's trying her best. She's using her speed to beat up Lash, but Lash catches her, hits her with a couple of huge big boots, hits her with a suplex, hits her with a power bomb. Lyra keeps kicking out barely. She's getting beat down really bad. Eventually, she catches her, gets the momentum back, but she ends up going up to the top rope, going for the crossbody. Lash catches her in the air, ends up hitting her with the Lash extension, pins her 1, 2, 3. Lash Legend is going on to Heck in the Cell to face Bianca Belair for the vacant U.S. Women's Championship. And of course, Culture Shock just can't let Lyra be, and they all get in the ring and just start beating down Lyra. It's just Nia, Tamina, and Lash, but still, they're beating down Lyra. And then out comes Bayley. She slides in the ring. She starts attacking them, knocking them out of the ring. Makes it safe for Lyra. Checks on her, gets her picks her up, and checks to make sure she's okay. And Lyra says she's okay. So then we go on, and we have the contract signing for the WWE Women's Championship match. And after what happened last week, Eric Bischoff has decided that because Naomi couldn't mind her own business in the match, in the number one contender match, it is going to be a triple threat match at Heck in a Cell, but it's also going to be inside the cell. So it will be Naomi defending her title against Jade and Charlotte inside Heck in a Cell, where we will see if Naomi can survive. So Jade comes out first, then Charlotte, then Naomi. Jade signs, Charlotte signs, Naomi signs, and they're all kind of standing there. And Naomi's talking smack to, or Jade's talking smack to Naomi, and Charlotte looks at her. And, she starts talking smack. They get a stare down, and Naomi says she's tired of being disrespected by the two of them, and lays them both out from behind. Ooh. And she ends up laying out Jade onto the table, hitting the Uso splash through the table on Jade. And then super kicking Charlotte to the outside of the ring, knocking Charlotte out of the ring, and standing tall with her title in the ring. Then we move on, and we have LA Knight coming out, and he says that he can't wait until Heck in a Cell this Sunday to get in a fight. And he knows there's one guy back there, that's ready to fight him. And he says, Logan Paul, if you don't want to be such a little bee, why don't you get out here and fight me? And Logan Paul makes his way out. He's ripping off his jacket. What?
They're going to run it back from WrestleMania?
He's ticked off. Logan Paul's running out there. He slides in the ring. He's still in jeans and like his tank top, wife beater. And although it's usually black.
Good description.
It's black. I can't really say black beater, though. That's not good either.
No, that's pretty bad.
He's just wearing his beater. Let's just say that.
Hardly
so
bad.
He starts going at it with LA Knight. The referee's a bell. They're brawling back and forth. LA Knight double legs him, and he starts beating on him. Logan Paul flips it around. He's beating on LA Knight. Going back and forth. LA Knight tries to get thrown to the corner. Logan Paul runs in, but LA Knight dodges it. Tries to go for, what's he called his finisher again? LA Knight.
The BFT.
BFT. He goes for that, but Logan Paul dodges it, rolls out of the ring, and he kind of starts laughing. And from behind, Seth Rollins gets in and just lays out LA Knight from behind. Starts beating him down. Bronson Reed gets in the ring. It was a setup the whole time. Logan Paul gets back in the ring. They all start beating down LA Knight. Just then, RK-AJ makes their way out. Orton and AJ. They slide in the ring. They start beating down on the Vision. Everybody starts breaking away. LA Knight turns it back around, smacks Rollins in the face, goes for the BFT. Rollins pushes off and slides out of the ring. The Vision make another run for it as LA Knight and RK-AJ stand tall in the ring. And LA Knight sees that Seth left his title in the ring, picks it up, holds it up in the air, and then throws it at him and says, "That's going to be mine on Sunday." Yeah. And then Orton kind of looks at him and goes, "Well, it might be mine on Sunday." And LA Knight kind of stares at him. And then AJ goes, "Or it could be mine on Sunday." And so we get kind of a stare down between the three guys in the ring as Seth Rollins kind of picks up his title, clutches it, holding it real tight, and just kind of starts doing that stupid Seth laugh. Or he's walking to the back.
Stupid Seth laugh.
something like that. So
I love when he did that to Cena.
yeah. So then our main event for tonight is the final Intercontinental number one contender match. It is Aleister Black going up against Xavier Woods of the New Day, going up against The Miz and his Miztourage. So basically, Aleister Black just starts to dominate these guys. I mean, he's the top guy in this match. He's laying both guys out. Woods kind of gets a little bit of offense in, hits his kind of code breaker move he does, hits his roll through clothesline, sets him up for his TKO. Aleister dodges it, throws him. Xavier Woods out of the ring, turns around. Miz tries to catch him in the oh my god, I'm blanking on Miz's finisher.
Skull crushing finale.
Skull Crusher finale. Goodness, just left my mind for a second. But Aleister rolls
He's
through.
only done it for 15 years.
He hits. I know. He hits Miz with the fade to black. Miz is out cold. All of a sudden, the heartbeat sound goes
Oh
again.
no,
Boom, boom,
not the
boom,
heartbeat.
boom, boom, boom. And Alistair's looking at the entrance ramp like, what's happening? You know, you can't come out here. And then the camera's panned on Alistair looking, and then right over his shoulder, you see the demon climb up to the top rope.
Nice.
And Alistair's like, oh, the music stops and he didn't come out. And Alistair's like, oh, okay, good. And he turns around, the demon jumps off the top rope, hits a double drop kick right to Aleister Black, knocks him down, picks him up, hits a brainbuster on him. Finn grabs the Miz, rolls him on top of Aleister Black,
No.
gets out of the ring. The rest just watches this whole thing like, oh, okay, whatever. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, Miz.
The Miz is moving on to the Intercontinental number one contender match at Heck in a Cell. And we end Raw with the Demon standing at the top of the ramp, staring down at Aleister Black, who's kind of doing that Roman thing where he's like hanging off the ropes, like staring at him. Like,
I like that. That's a Roman thing.
He always does it though, does he not?
He does, yes.
He just hangs there like menacingly, like, I'm mad at you.
Because he's always shocked.
So he's hanging there, like looking at him, like, I can't believe you did that to me, blah blah blah. And that's how Raw goes off the air right before we head to Heck in a Cell. And now it's time for SmackDown Week 28.
Eric Bischoff is an expensive guy. I mean, he's paying for Finn Balor to use that paint. That's a lot of paint to use just for a random Raw.
Well, he's saving the money on the lights going out all the time.
Oh, true.
So
that's 2 weeks now that Balor's used the demon paint. That's expensive.
It's a give and take.
I mean, he covers himself in that body paint, so.
Well, maybe he really just has it on all the time. But he puts a skin suit on.
It's a Finn Balor skin suit.
Maybe it's just a skin suit the whole time, and not that he paints himself. Maybe the paint's what's permanent, not
that could be. That could be
skin. So that's my story.
All right, we've got SmackDown Week 28, the go-home show to the Great American Bash. We start SmackDown, we open the night with Io Sky's music playing. And she makes her way down to the ring and she grabs the mic and she's got like a concerned look on her face. She starts to speak, but before she can speak, Asuka and Kairi interrupt her. And they come down to the ring and Asuka starts talking to her in Japanese. And Asuka's talking and Io's face is progressively getting more and more uncomfortable. And finally Asuka says in English, she says, "We know what you did, Io."
Oh God.
And Io's face goes pale. "And we will tell the world unless you join us." And Io pauses for a moment. She can't believe that Asuka would even say this. How did she find out what Io did?
I don't know what she did.
And then she looks at Asuka and Kairi and she just screams, "No!" And then all of a sudden, from behind, Julia gets in the ring and she attacks Io.
Sure,
And
yeah.
now the three women are beating down Io, and Julia and Kyrie hold Io so that Asuka can hit her with a spinning back fist, knocking Io out. She goes down, and Asuka grabs the mic and she says, "You have 2 hours to decide."
Oh, God.
Man, what could
It's
Io have
intense.
done?
I don't know. Something sexual, probably.
What is it with you and being sexual?
I'm just saying.
Not
He was
everything is
kind of.
sexual.
He was like that.
Just because her and Rhea.
Yeah. It's intimate.
But now Dom's there.
That's true.
So we go backstage and we see William Regal in his office. And Ilya walks in. And Ilya comes in and he explains to Regal that he made the US title far more prestigious than it's ever been. And he needs it back. He doesn't want it back, he needs it back. But before Regal can answer him, Austin Theory walks in. And Theory doesn't even acknowledge Ilya, just walks right past him. And he starts talking to Regal, saying that it's his time to be the US champion. But Ilya obviously takes offense to Theory just completely interrupting. And so Ilya turns him around, he gets in his face, and they start staring each other down. Regal says, "Why don't you two face each other? And the winner can face Jeff Cobb at the Great American Bash tonight." Well, they'll face each other tonight and then at the Bash, Cobb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Ilya smiles and he walks away, and Theory just continues to trash talk him as Ilya's walking away out of frame. And now we've got the tag team turmoil to decide the number one contender for the WWE Tag Team Championships. We've got Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio starting the match against Fraxium. Dom and Frazier go back and forth, trading some high-flying moves. Dom tags in Rey, and Rey takes out both Frazier and Axiom with a springboard crossbody. Rey hits Frazier with the drop kick into the ropes, and he sets up for the 619. 619, he tags in Dom, and they did a double 619. And then Dom goes up to the top rope to finish it off with a frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Fraxium gets eliminated. Next up, the Guns. The Motor City Machine Guns come into the ring, and they wear down Rey. He can't keep up. He's just too old. The Guns are such a unique style of offense that Rey he can't catch up until he catches Sabin and he hits the West Coast Pop. That's right. Rey might be 50 years old, but he hit a West Coast Pop.
Oh, you time out. So you're yelling at me about the moves I make people do, and then you're bringing out the West Coast Pop?
I had to bring it out. Now that I have
There's
Rey,
no way his knee can handle
his
that.
knees can handle it. Sabin was a mark for it. He wanted to hit it.
Okay. Sabin had to do all the work.
Rey catches him with the West Coast Pop. 1, 2, 3, and the Guns are gone. Next up, it's the Street Profits. And they get in the ring, and Rey tags back in Dom, and the Profits go to work on Dom. And they work him over really good. They're even getting a couple near falls, but Dom's able to kick out every time. Montez goes up to the top rope, looking to hit a frog splash, but when he lands, Dom catches him into a pin, and he covers him. 1, 2, 3, and the Profits are gone. The Mysterios are making a big push.
Mm-hmm.
They survive again, and the Street Profits are gone. Finally, DIY enters the match. And once they get in, it becomes a fight for their lives for Rey and Dom. They're tired, they're gassed. They got to go through one more fresh team, and this final match goes for 25 minutes. With spectacular wrestling between Rey and Dom and Tommaso and Johnny Gargano. But in the end, Gargano gets kicked into the ropes, gets hit with a 619 and a frog splash by Dom. 1, 2, 3. Rey and Dominic Mysterio run the gauntlet, and they win the number one contender spot for the tag team titles. And after the match, Rey and Dom are celebrating. They're beaten, they're bruised, they're tired. And the club hits the ring, and they lay them out. They just destroy them, and then they pick up the tag team titles, and they hold them up. This club, I can't handle them.
I don't like them.
Backstage, what?
They're jerks.
Yeah, they are. Backstage, we see Rhea, and she just got done. She was in front of the TV watching what happened to Dom and Rey, and as she's looking, she sees Io walk up to her, and Io looks timid, and she doesn't look like anything. She doesn't look like her usual self, basically. And Rhea asks if she's okay and if she needs help, and Io doesn't answer, and she just walks away. And as Rhea tries to get Io to come back, she watches her leave. She tries to say, "Io, come back." Becky Lynch comes from out of nowhere and blindsides Rhea.
Becky.
Becky completely destroys Rhea. eventually
I'm
hitting a
just crying with
manhandle
you.
slam on the concrete.
Oh,
Before
Becky, you
security
just
and officials,
cried.
they can get there to break it up. And Becky's just screaming, "I'll see you at the bash."
No,
Man, Becky with the
goodness.
heel turn.
Becky, we were just crying in the ring together that you had to lose your title, and now you're doing this
Unbelievable.
crap.
Unbelievable.
Come
How could Becky do this?
on.
So
Yeah,
the next match of the night, we've
she
got
is Irish.
Austin
Who?
Theory versus Ilya Dragunov, number one contender for the U.S. title. Theory and Dragunov, they go out and have an amazing match from bell to bell. I mean, it's got everything that you would want from a match. It's got near falls, it's got underhand tactics, it's got everything. And as we get to the end, Ilya attempts a torpedo Moscow, but Theory dodges it, and he connects with a low blow when the ref's back was turned. So Theory grabs at Ilya, catches him on the shoulders with an A-town down. 1, 2. Ilya just gets the shoulder up.
I
And
was
then
gonna say Theory sucks.
Theory picks him up. He hits another A-town down. 1, 2. Ilya kicks out again.
Yeah, Theory, your daddy's not here to save you this time.
Theory picks him up again, and he hits a third A-town down. 1, 2, 3. Finally,
Oh,
Austin Theory gets the win, and he's the new number one contender for the United States Championship.
I can't believe
I
it.
know. He did it. He finally did it. And after the match, the camera pans to Ilya, who's just down on the ground. He's clearly he's in distress. He's upset with himself. He can't believe that he failed again.
He sucks now. 2 losses in a row. He's done.
He's done.
Buried. You just buried all the good guys.
Well, speaking of doing the burying, we go backstage to Cody Rhodes in the club.
I was about to say the club. Here they come.
And they're in the locker room, and they're talking, and Cody says, "We got some business to handle in the ring." And so they head down to the ring, and Cody starts talking about the World Heavyweight Championship. And he's going on and on about how his aspirations for being the world champion. And then we hear the CM Punk hits down to the ring, and he comes out to ask Cody for another match, since the first one wasn't really fair.
Nope.
And Cody laughs at him and he says, "Life's not fair, Phil." And Cody tells Punk that he can have a match if he's able to beat his newest recruit. And all of a sudden, CM Punk, he gets speared out of his boots by Braun Breaker.
Oh, Braun. Just joined groups.
And
again?
Cody says, "Oh yeah, that match is now."
No.
So it's CM Punk versus Braun Breaker. Breaker continues to beat down Punk. Oh, and Breaker on his singlet, he's just got a club patch on his singlet.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you know that he's part of the club. And so Breaker's continuing to beat down Punk after the bell officially rings. He's had multiple opportunities to pin Punk, but Cody just keeps telling him not to. Breaker beats down Punk for a while. The crowd gets behind Punk. They're starting to rally. Punk's starting to hulk up. He's feeling it. Punk controls the offense for a good chunk of time as he's wearing down the overeager Breaker. Cody gets on the apron to distract Punk as Braun goes for a spear. Punk dodges and Braun hits Cody. And Cody gets taken out. Braun turns around for another spear. Punk catches him with a kick to the head, lifts him up for a go to sleep, and he hits it. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk wins. How does he keep doing it? So now CM Punk gets his match with Cody. And Cody's just on the ramp with holding his rib cage, and he can't believe he's spitting everywhere. He's angry. And now we've got the main event segment. Asuka, Kairi, and Julia make their way down to the ring. And Asuka calls out for Io to come down. And Io answers. She gets in the ring. Asuka asks for her answer. Io pauses for a second. And then she says, "Go ahead, Asuka. Tell the world." But before Asuka can say anything, William Regal comes out and says that he saw what happened earlier. And he's not happy about how Asuka, Julia, and Kairi are treating Io. So he's making a match between Io and Julia for the Women's Intercontinental Championship at the Great American Bash. Asuka looks shocked, and then she tells Io that if she loses, she'll expose her secret. But if she wins, she has to join them. It's a lose-lose for Io.
No, God, that doesn't even make sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Say that again.
I said that Asuka tells Io after for the match with Julia that if she wins, she has Asuka's going to tell the secret. But if it's opposite. If hold on, let me find it again. Put it away.
Say now I confuse Io.
Yeah.
So wait, who says what?
So Asuka tells. So Regal made the match between Asuka and Julia at Bash for the title.
Yes,
so Asuka, in her anger, she gives Io an ultimatum. She says, if Io loses, Asuka's gonna expose the secret. But if Io wins and takes the title, then Io has to join the group. Asuka
that makes no sense.
Because if she doesn't join, then she's gonna tell the secret anyway. So she can't
do anything then.
Who can't do anything?
Io.
I know.
That's
the point.
That's one of the crappiest stipulations I've ever heard in my life.
What are you talking about? It's manipulation.
Poor Io. Now I just wanted to lose like DQ, so nothing happened.
Oh, well, that ends SmackDown after we cleared the confusion. That ends SmackDown, and we head to pay-per-view week, or pay-per-view weekend, I guess. We've got Great American Bash and The Cell.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure, I can. Yeah. Since Great American Bash kind of on Saturday and then Cell's on Sunday. Yeah. All right, so we got the Great American Bash. We open up with our first match, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, the fallout from Becky Lynch turning heel on Rhea Ripley and attacking her backstage. So Rhea goes right after Becky. She's not waiting. She wants revenge for how SmackDown ended last night, and she throws Becky all around the ring. She's dominating her with the power advantage, the clear power advantage. But Becky's a savvy ring veteran, and she fights back. Using her ring awareness and her experience, she gains the advantage on Rhea, and she starts to wear down Rhea. She locks in the disarmor, and she pulls it tight. She's really stretching back those muscles and those tendons in the arm of Rhea.
Not the tendies.
Yes, the tendies. Rhea scratches and she claws, and eventually she's able to get to the ropes and break the hold. But now Becky's got the upper hand. Now she knows that Rhea's arm is basically useless. So she gets more ambitious, and she goes harder on the offense. She goes for a manhandle slam, but Rhea reverses into a riptide. It's a pretty smooth reversal, too. She reverses into a riptide. She goes to lift up Becky, but her arm gives out. She can't do it, allowing Becky to counter into a manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch wins the Women's World Heavyweight Championship.
Wow. That's crazy. That's huge.
Man, she couldn't be the WWE champion, so she goes to be the world champion.
Yeah.
All she had to do was turn heel. You were holding her back.
Well, she was leading my company. My brand.
Second match of the night, we've got the United States Championship, Jeff Cobb versus Austin Theory.
Matanza.
It's not Matanza. Cobb and Theory go back and forth for a good portion of the match. Cobb's hitting some big moves. Theory's hitting some big moves of his own, but neither man can really get the 3 count. They just keep getting back up. So Theory tries to pick Cobb up for an 8-count down, but he's just too big. He's too heavy. He's a big, thick boy. And Theory collapses with Cobb on top of him, and Cobb picks him up, hits the Tour of the Islands. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Cobb retains. Still the U.S. champion. Our next match is the WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Good Brothers versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio.
Let's go.
So Carl Anderson and Rey Mysterio start the match. And Anderson unloads some heavy blows on Rey. And it seems like for most of the match, Rey can't really get going. He can't get going like he used to.
He's 80 years old.
He almost seems like he's outmatched by the Good Brothers. He tags in Dom, and now at least the tag team's got some offense. Dom comes in, sparks a little bit of a run for the Mysterios. We go for a while, and we get some good tag team wrestling from the boys. But they're both tagging in constantly. That's keeping everybody fresh. And then the Good Brothers eventually are able to connect with a magic killer on Rey. 1, 2, but Dom's able to break it up.
Nice.
Rey gets knocked out. He falls to the outside of the ring. But he was able to tag in Dom right before he fell out of the ring. So Dom, it's 1-on-2. Dom takes out Anderson, makes it 1-on-1. Then he goes and he catches Gallows with a 619 and a frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Ray and
Oh
Dom
man,
are the new tag team champions.
you're just stealing my Raw guys and making them champions.
And Rhea comes out. She's got her arm in a sling, but she does come out and she comes out to celebrate with Ray and Dom, and they hold up the titles and they you can see a weird look on Ray's face, but he's still holding. He's
Wait,
still happy.
who's the sloot?
They come out. They hold the titles up, and Ray. He's got a weird look for a moment, and then he starts smiling again. So
Maybe it was his mask. He was
yeah,
just gonna wear
maybe
the
he
mask
does
off.
wears a weird mask every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Our next match is the match you've been waiting for: the Women's
Mm-hmm.
Intercontinental Championship. Julia with Asuka and Kairi versus Io Sky.
The match that makes no sense. That's what I'm here for.
It's manipulation. It doesn't have to make sense.
What are you, Vince Russo now?
So Io looks
Bro, it makes sense.
Io looks uneasy the whole match. She's
Just
constantly
don't think
looking.
about it.
She's constantly looking to the outside at Asuka and Kairi. She can't really focus the whole time. Julia connects with some big shots, even hitting a Northern Lights bomb, but it's still not enough to beat Io. She's still Io Sky at the end of the day. So Julia looks to Asuka to ask if that's what she should do next. Asuka gives her a knowing look, and Julia nods. She goes for another Northern Lights bomb, but Io reverses and connects with a super kick, taking Julia out. Io climbs the top rope and hits the over the moonsault on Julia. 1, 2, 3. Io Sky wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Asuka and Kairi get into the ring after the match. Asuka's clapping, and they stand over Io, who's still on the ground after winning. And Io gets up, and Asuka begins to raise her hand. Io reluctantly allows her to do so, and all four women stand in the center of the ring, but the camera focuses on Io's face, and it's not the face of someone who just won a championship. What was that knowing look, though? Did Asuka and Julia come up with a plan to get Io to join?
Probably not.
Did Julia give it up? Did she go finger poke of doom on Io and let her win? I don't know.
Oh, maybe they're trying to get in their good graces.
We'll find out. Our next match is Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. CM Punk earned this match by beating Braun Breaker on SmackDown last night. So now we've got Punk in the ring, and he immediately goes after Cody. They brawl for a while, and it doesn't even seem like a match. It just feels like a fight. Cody's trying to cheat a couple times. He's trying to get the upper hand by nefarious purposes over Punk throughout the match. But he's always got a counter to him. Punk, people forget, he's known for being a little bit dastardly in his past. So he knows all the tricks. Except Cody was able to unhook the turnbuckle in the corner to expose the metal underneath. And Punk, he didn't see that. So Punk throws Cody into that same corner, and Cody takes the bump on the metal so that Punk doesn't know. And then Punk runs after him to hit that running knee, and Cody dodges. Punk hits the running knee into the metal and smashes his knee into it. And then Punk backs up at holding his knee, and Cody comes up from behind, hits the bang finger gun, boom, shoots him, and into the crossroads, spikes his head onto the mat. 1, 2, 3. Cody wins. Cheated. This dastardly Cody Rhodes. What a cheater. And now it's main event time. Carmelo Hayes defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Oba Femi. And it's a classic David versus Goliath matchup. If David was a chicken crap heel who did everything in his power to avoid Goliath. Oba tries to slow down Melo, but he's just too quick. He's dodging everything. He's dodging multiple shots from Oba until Oba finally is able to catch him. And now it's on. Oba tosses Melo from one side of the ring to the other. The crowd's fully behind Oba the whole match, chanting, Oba, Oba, Oba. He goes for a fall from grace on Hayes, but Melo slides off his shoulders. Melo, with fear in his eyes for a moment, realizes something almost like a light bulb went off in his head. He goes over for the referee and looks at him for a moment, then just slaps the taste out of his mouth. The crowd gasps, and the referee's confused. And then he calls for the bell and a DQ. The crowd erupts in boos. Mello smiles and he escapes out of the ring, grabbing his title and bolting up the ramp, leaving Oba and everyone in the ring confused. Everyone in the arena is confused. The camera stays on Mello and he smiles and he points to his head. And the heel color commentator, I don't have probably Wade Barrett or something, says Mello just outsmarted the whole arena, including Oba. And that is how we end the Great American Bash. Now it's time for Heck in a Cell.
All right. So, we're starting off the 2025 Heck in a Cell pay-per-view. And of course, knowing me, I have a couple pre-show matches. I have, the first one is the Culture Shock of Nia Jax and Tamina teaming up with Chelsea Green to take on Bayley, Lyra, and Natty Neidhart.
Natty?
Natty's joining the group. So we go to the match. It's, it's a 6-woman tag. So you get, most of this match is just based off of Lyra and Bayley teaming up and starting to work together. So you get a point in the match where Bayley hits the Bayley belly, tags at Lyra. Lyra hits a big elbow off the top on Nia in the ring. And then Chelsea comes in, and she rolls through and hits Chelsea. And then rolls Chelsea up, pins her. Lyra pins Chelsea. 1, 2, 3. And Bayley, Lyra, and Natty win. And the other pre-show match is a couple of newcomers getting a chance to shine. It is Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And this is just a hard-hitting battle. Back and forth, huge shots, kicks from Nakamura, punches from Rusev, knocking each other out. Eventually, Nakamura catches Rusev, hits him with the spin heel kick, sets up the Kinshasa. Rusev catches him, duplexes him, looks to hit the accolade, but Shinsuke rolls through, knocks him down, ends up hitting the Kinshasa out of nowhere to the back of the head. Pins Rusev. 1, 2, 3.
Oof.
Then we go to our actual event. We're starting off hot with the Women's Championship.
Oh, you put the
match.
you put Nakamura on the pre-show?
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
He's new, man.
I gave all your Raw guys championships. You put Nakamura on the pre-show.
hey, you were burying Nakamura over there. At least I got him on the card.
I wasn't burying him. He was doing great.
He's got to build himself up to my brand. Don't give me crap. Let's see how it is. Throw me to the wolves. He had to do something. He had no rivalry going on yet.
He didn't have to be on the card.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's what I got to do. Just have him sit at home all day like you were doing.
They're still getting paid.
They're still getting paid. Anyway, back to our Heck in the Cell match. We're starting out hot with the Women's Championship. You got Culture Shock's Naomi taking on Jade, taking on Charlotte Flair. And Jade and Charlotte Flair are just going at it. They hate each other at this point. They are beating the crap out of each other. Jade ends up throwing Charlotte into the cell, knocking her down. They get back in. Naomi's just been letting them fight. It ends up being Naomi and Jade. They're going at each other. Jade's overpowering Naomi, but Naomi's being shifty. Gets out of the ring, kind of sidesteps Jade into the cage. Jade gets knocked down. Naomi gets back in with Charlotte. They go back at it, back and forth, with Naomi rolling her up and almost pinning her. Charlotte ends up hitting a spear on Naomi. She goes for the pin, but Jade pulls her outside. Jade throws her head straight into the cell. But then Charlotte throws Jade's head straight into the cell. And they go back and forth doing that to each other, knocking each other down. They get back in the ring. They're back on the apron. Naomi jumps back into both of them with the rear view, knocks them both into the cell. And then she hits a suicide dive onto both of them into the cell. She throws Jade's back in the ring. She's going up to hit the Uso splash on Jade. Charlotte gets up on the apron, catches her with a big boot to the head, then pushes her off the top rope, straight into the cell,
Ouch.
or she hits the cell and then goes straight to the ground. Then Charlotte gets up to the top rope. She hits the oh crap, what's it called? I gotta think. Hold on, give me a second. What's she call her like flip overhead? It's not evolution. It's like what Cena does. You know what I'm talking about?
What Cena does.
Yeah, where he like jumps. He used to do it when he was younger. He would do that jump over behind the guy's back and do a flip and do the like a bulldog style move. Natural selection. I got it.
Oh, is that what she calls it? Oh.
Yeah, natural selection.
Right.
She hits that off the top. Hits the natural selection on Jade. Tries to go for the pin. Jade kicks out. So she decides it's time to hit the moonsault. She goes up, looking for the moonsault. Goes for the moonsault, but Jade dodges this time. Charlotte's hurt. Jade's setting her up for Jaded. Going up. Charlotte rolls through this time. She's got her locked up in the figure eight. It's locked in tight. She's got it wrenched in. Jade's trying to get out of it. She's trying to reach the rope so she can pull herself out of the ring. She's trapped in it. She's almost getting ready to tap. Just out of nowhere, Naomi comes up off the top, hits a splash on Charlotte while she was bridged.
Ouch.
Gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Naomi survives and keeps the title inside Heck in a Cell. What a match.
Hopefully Charlotte didn't break her elbow or something doing
5 stars. Well, she saw it coming. She stopped. She caught it. 5 stars.
Meltzer's rating the 5 stars.
Meltzer's like, oh, give me 6, maybe. Then we move on to the Intercontinental number 1 contender fatal 4-way. We got Chad Gable from the Alpha Academy taking on Trick Williams, taking on The Miz, and taking on Pentagon Jr. The Miz's guys on Miz Taraj with him. So we come out to the match, and Miz, first thing he does is get out of the ring. He ain't getting involved in this. He doesn't want any part of those 3 guys. So then it turns to all 3 of these guys are faces, so they kind of all just decide, let's do this thing. So they all kind of go and they kind of start chain wrestling. Or Gable kind of rolls around Pentagon, Trick gets involved. They're all kind of doing their thing in the match. Miz eventually gets back in when there's an advantage. He tries to take out Trick from behind. That's when the match starts breaking down. Pentagon goes for the cradle pile driver on Trick. Trick kind of gets out and reverses it. He hits the Trick shot on Pentagon, knocks Pentagon out of the ring. Chad Gable comes up from behind him, goes for a cast theory, but Trick catches him, gets his leg behind his leg, catches him, stops his momentum, elbows him in the head, knocks him down. Miz comes up, tries to hit a big boot on Trick and knock him out, and then he's going for the Skull Crusher finale on Chad. Chad rolls through, and he hits a belly to belly on Miz. He goes in for the ankle lock on the Miz. Got it locked in. Miz is about ready to tap. Out of nowhere, Trick shot right to Gable. Knocks Gable out. Trick gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Trick pulled off the win.
All right.
He is the new number 1 contender for Logan Paul's Intercontinental Championship. Then we move on to the Women's U.S. Championship Tournament Finals. We have Bianca Belair taking on Culture Shock's Lash Legend. And they start this match off with going for pure strength. And they're pushing each other around the ring. Bianca gets the advantage and Lash gets the advantage. Lash ends up hitting a big boot on Bianca, knocking her down. Bianca hits some elbows on Lash. She ends up hitting a suplex on Lash. She ends up trying to go for the KOD, but Lash rakes her eyes, hits her with another big boot. She's trying to set up the Lash extension, but Bianca catches her, hits her with the ponytail shot to the stomach. Lash is down. She goes for another KOD, but this time Lash powers out with an elbow to the face, gets behind her, ends up hitting the Lash extension on Bianca. 1, 2, 3. Lash Legend is the new Women's U.S. Champion.
Whoa.
Culture Shock has all the women's titles on Raw. So Culture Shock's dominating the women's division. Next up, we got one of our big-time main events for tonight. It is the champ, John Cena, taking on the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Cena makes his way out. Drew makes his way out.
If he's a
They get the
face,
big
he's just the
time.
Scottish warrior. If he's a heel, he's the Scottish psychopath.
He's still a heel.
Oh, I thought you had him face.
He's a tweenie.
Oh, okay.
Like, isn't that what you do all the time?
Yeah, I do like
He's
tweeners. Yeah.
He's tweening
Okay.
because he's trying to. He's in the process of building himself up as a main eventer, but also he's been a heel this whole time.
Well, he attacked Rollins that one day, so I thought he was a face.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a tweener.
I respect tweeners.
Yeah, I know you like tweeners. But he's going at Cena with some attitude, but he's not like going full on heel mode. So we'll go psychopath for now.
Okay.
So they get the big time ring entrances and the announcements, and they get the big time. They do a big time stare down before the match starts. And Drew really is just using this match. He's trying to prove himself that he can be in that main event picture with Rollins and all those guys. So he starts out. He overpowers Cena to start the match out with. He's showing Cena that him in his prime is better than Cena is at this point in his career.
Ouch.
So he starts beating him up. Cena starts making a comeback. He starts end up just knocking him out with some punches, clotheslines. Eventually, Drew hits the kiss on Cena, knocking Cena down. He ends up hitting a suplex on Cena. Cena goes up to the top rope to hit his leg drop, but Drew catches him, hits a suplex off the top rope on Cena. He ends up trying to go for the future shock, but Cena's able to reverse out of that and ends up hitting the protoplex into the front knuckle shuffle. Hits the front knuckle shuffle, goes up for the FU. Drew holds onto the ropes, is able to survive, gets out of it, goes for the Claymore, but Cena catches the foot, goes in, locks in the STF, got it in tight. Drew's crawling to the ropes. He eventually grabs the ropes, gets his way out of it. Cena tries to pull him back in the ring, but Drew catches him with a kick to the face. Drew tries to hit the Claymore again, but this time Cena dodges it again. Goes back up for the FU. Hits the FU. 1, 2. Drew kicks out. Oof. He survives. So Drew gets up. Cena's looking for it again. He goes back up for another FU. This time Drew was able to get out of it again. He ends up trying to go for the Claymore again, but Cena catches it again, and he tries to go for the STF again. Drew rolls him through, tries to pin him. 1, 2. Cena kicks out. Drew gets back up, catches him in the Future Shock DDT, hits Cena with the Future Shock DDT. He was about to go for the pin, but he realizes that's not going to do it. So he gets up. He goes back in the corner. He waits for Cena to get up. Runs at him. Claymore shot to the face. Cena's out cold. Drew gets him. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Drew McIntyre picks up the huge win over John Cena. He's putting himself right in the picture for the main event and the WWE Championship. So Drew's celebrating. Cena gets up. Cena's standing in the corner. He looks at him and, he kind of gives him a little nod of, respect. That was a good job. And Cena reaches his hand out to Drew. Drew looks at Cena. He looks around at the crowd. The crowd's saying, shake it, shake it. Drew's looking at him. And eventually he shakes his hand. Shakes Cena's hand. And he leaves the ring. He leaves Cena in the ring to celebrate with the fans. Excuse me. And Drew makes his way to the back. So Cena's putting up the whatever you call it, 3 fingers. He's celebrating with the fans. What's he ever called them?
It's just funny. the 3 fingers.
He puts up his little symbol. You know what I'm talking about. He's celebrating the ring just as the lights go out.
These lights, Bischoff, what are you doing?
Raw loves to turn the lights on people. I got too many magical guys. Anyway, lights go out. Cena's in the ring. All of a sudden, lights come back on. There's a masked figure standing behind Cena,
Not a mass figure.
holding a baseball bat.
Hold a baseball mistake.
Holding a baseball bat. Cena turns around, laid out with the baseball bat to the face. Cena's out cold. He's laid out dead, like laid out.
There's only one man
He's
that
laying
carries a
there.
baseball bat.
He's the guy puts the baseball bat down, and all of a sudden just sticks his arms out. And then he rips off the mask. And it's Y2J.
No.
Chris Jericho.
No.
And then what plays on the screen? Judas. It's the Painmaker.
He was allowed
Chris
to get
Jericho.
Judas.
He got Judas.
Wow.
It's the Painmaker. And he's here to cause John Cena a tremendous amount of pain.
That's crazy.
And then the lights go out and he leaves.
Bishop's got to check on whoever's running these lights. He's got to make sure this guy's okay.
We'll go back. Now I'll put that in somewhere where we go back there and it's Hornswoggle.
No, I have. You can't use Hornswoggle. I have Hornswoggle.
Oh, dang it.
You can use Boogeyman if you want.
It's Boogeyman. Boogeyman's just back there hitting the light switch. It'll be like that SpongeBob gag.
Yeah, with Nosferatu.
Where he's just standing there flicking the light switch. That'll be Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so we move on. Jericho makes his
That's
debut.
crazy. He's back.
Laying out Cena.
It's been what, like 9 years?
It's been a long time. And now he's Judas. And he's the Painmaker. And he's here to take Cena out for good. All right, so now we're moving on. We have a World Tag Team #1 contender gauntlet match. All the teams are out in the ring. Well, not in the ring. They're out around the ring. And 2 teams will start.
Old school.
We start out. What?
I said old school.
Oh, yeah. Old school. Yep. So we start out with the LWO taking on Solo and Tama. And this match doesn't last long. Solo ends up hitting the spike. Pinning him. 1, 2, 3. We have Solo and Tama moving on. Then we end up getting pretty deadly out there. They put up a little bit of fight against Solo and Tama, but eventually Solo hits the spike again on Kit Wilson. 1, 2, 3. Beats them. Then we get the New Day coming in. And the New Day come in and they put up a good fight against Solo and Tama. And eventually Kofi ends up hitting the Trouble in Paradise on Tama. Pinning him 1, 2, 3. New Day move on. Then we get the Wyatt 6 in the ring. And New Day end up beating them. Woods ends up hitting the TKO on Loomis. Pins him 1, 2, 3. House of Black come in now. And before the match starts, Karrion Kross lays out Woods out the back, throws him into steel steps. And Black and Andrade double team. Or not Black. I'm sorry. He's Andrade and Cross double team Kofi Kingston in the ring. So they're weakened. Eventually, Andrade hits the knees in the corner into a brain buster and pins Kofi 1, 2, 3. Then we get the War Raiders. War Raiders come out and they get in there and they put up a good match against House of Black. They've been having a good feud here as of late. And this goes back and forth, but eventually Karrion Kross taps out Ivar. I forget what he called that move. I looked it up once, but it's that choke move he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it chokes out Ivar, and they come on, and then the last team is the Alpha Academy. And Alpha Academy, who's been hot lately, put up a good fight. But eventually, House of Black gets Tozawa in the ring. They double team him with a brain buster. So basically he picks him up for the brain buster, but then he kind of goes back into a suplex, into a power bomb kind of idea. You see what I'm building here? And then they pin him like that. Tozawa's out. 1, 2, 3. House of Black pick up the gauntlet win and are your new #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles. So then we move on to our co-main. And our co-main event is shockingly, the WWE Championship match.
Ooh.
6-man tag, The Vision, Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul taking on LA Knight, yeah, and RKAJ, who are the World Tag Team Champions. So it starts out, and Logan Paul comes out there, and he wants LA Knight. And LA Knight's going to oblige. And they start going at it, back and forth, beating down each other. LA Knight starts getting the advantage. Eventually, Paul's able to get to Bronson Reed, and Reed turns the tables. He lays out LA Knight. He lays out AJ. He starts trying to lay out Orton. Orton eventually catches him while he's trying to run him through off the ropes, catches him with the big boot and a clothesline, knocking Reed down. Rollins hasn't got in the match yet, but his title's on the line. So he's getting nervous on the corner. He's freaking out about it. He's been talking to Paul Heyman the whole match, trying to figure out what he's going to do. Eventually, the match breaks down. You get AJ hitting the flying forearm on Bronson Reed, knocking him out of the ring. Logan Paul hits a super kick on AJ. RKO to Logan Paul. Rollins hits the big knee off the top, and then he tries to go for the pedigree on Orton, but LA Knight hits it from behind. What was the finisher?
BFT. Blunt force trauma.
That's right. Yes. He's going for the BFT, but Rollins pushes him off, hits his super kick on LA Knight. He goes in for the stomp. LA Knight pushes him off the stomp. He tries to roll him up. Rollins kicks out at 2. All of a sudden, Logan Paul gets back on the apron. LA Knight sees him, lays him out with a huge right hand, but Logan Paul had tossed his brass knucks over to Rollins.
No.
And LA Knight didn't see it coming. So LA Knight knocks out Logan Paul back to the outside. Orton and Bronson Reed are fighting over on the other side. AJ Styles gets up on the top and hits a crossbody on the Logan Paul to take him out of the match. LA Knight turns around. He dodges the punch from Rollins, catches him in the gut, goes for the BFT again, but this time he gets pushed into the corner where the ref was, bumps the ref. Rollins smacks him in the back of the head with the knucks, knocks him out cold. Then he picks his lifeless body up, hits the pedigree in the middle of the ring. The ref comes to enough that he gets up. He kind of rolls over there. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Seth Rollins barely survives.
You're going to give the title to somebody else.
I thought about it, but
I thought it'd be
Seth
cool if you
Rollins,
gave it to Logan Paul.
Well, he can't win it.
So if he would have pinned somebody, he wouldn't have won it?
No, because it was just if one of the LA Knight, Orton or AJ got the pin.
Okay.
If anyone in the Vision got the pin, then it would just been Seth.
Oh, I thought it was whoever got the pin.
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't like that. Because then I didn't want to cause a lot of infighting and all that stuff. So it ended up with Seth cheating with the brass knucks, hitting the pedigree, getting the pin on LA Knight, and surviving with the WWE Championship. And now we go to our main event. Heck in a Cell, Demon Finn Balor, and the House of Black's Aleister Black.
It's a pretty crazy main event.
Yep. We're getting old school entrances for this one. You get the Demon crawling to the ring. You get Aleister Black coming up from his NXT thing, where he comes out. Did he do that on the main roster?
He did it on the main roster. Yep.
Did he do it on the main roster?
Once he had Zelina.
Yeah, that's right. So he comes up with his, like, whatever you call that, the little back.
Just a lift thing
that raises over so you get up. And we lock the cell with these two maniacs inside. And it just is an all-out war. The Demon starts out hot. He does a quick drop kick into the corner. Aleister Black gets launched into the corner. He starts beating him down this whole match. He takes him outside. He's throwing him into the cell like crazy, just beating him down for everything that he's done to everybody. Eventually, Aleister Black finds a kendo stick, smacks him in the head with it. He beats him down. Eventually, Aleister he gets a little psycho, gets the toolbox out. He finds the crowbar in the toolbox, gets the Demon down, and he starts trying to drive the crowbar into the Demon's face.
Jeez.
Demon's holding on for dear life. Eventually knocks the crowbar away. He dives, hits a huge drop kick on Aleister Black into the corner again. Aleister Black rolls to the outside. Demon hits a suicide dive. Then he goes up to the top rope, hits a huge dive like a senton on Aleister Black to the outside. He starts setting up a table on the outside, puts Aleister Black on it, beats him down, goes up top, coup de grace through the table on the outside. He tries to throw Aleister Black in the ring. Aleister Black had picked up a chain while he was laying on the ground by the ring. The Demon gets back up to the top rope. He jumps off the top rope. Aleister Black had wrapped it around his fist, catches the Demon in the face with the chain, knocks the Demon down. He's in trouble. He's hurt. He's busted open. Aleister Black was busted open earlier. Aleister Black kind of looks at the Demon, and he starts kind of picking him up with his foot like he does. But then he looks at the chain he had, and he realized he could do something way better. So he starts wrapping the chain around his foot. He waits for the Demon to stand up. He goes for the fade to black with the foot wrapped with the chain. The Demon dodges it, goes in for the brainbuster. He picks Aleister Black up, but Black hits a knee shot to the head, knocks him back down right where he was hurt with the chain, falls back down. This time Aleister Black gets his bounce, spins, hits the fade to black with the chain on the foot, right in the head of the Demon Finn Balor, hits it, then goes for the pin. Demon's knocked out cold. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3.
Oof.
Aleister Black survived the Demon.
Man, burying the Demon
inside the cell. He survives. He's trying to get up. He's hurt. He's looking around. He's waving to the back. He wants the rest of the House of Black to come out so they can obliterate the Demon once and for all. The ref's unlocking the door so he's getting ready. All of a sudden, the lights go out again.
This guy. Somebody check on this light guy. He might be hurt.
They're magical guys, man. What do you want out of me? And when the lights come back on, the Demon's gone.
Ooh, spooky.
And Aleister Black's sitting in the corner, shocked. Can't believe he's gone. And so Aleister Black stands up. He looks around. And he just stands in the ring. His music starts playing again. And he realizes that the Demon may be gone, but he's not finished yet. So Aleister Black survives the cell match with the Demon, but he didn't put the Demon away for good.
I thought you were going with the Demon was never really there, and Black fought himself in that match.
Yeah.
He just imagined it.
It's all an illusion. So that is how 2025 Heck in the Cell ends.
All right, some crazy good weeks of television leading up to pay-per-views. In the next episode of Just Book It, we will go through 4 more weeks and then a pay-per-view. What's next up?
So next up, we will have 4 more weeks. Our next episode will be 4 weeks of Raw and SmackDown. And then we will have a special episode because the next pay-per-view is SummerSlam.
Oh, right.
So we will be going straight into SummerSlam, which will be its own show, just like what we did with Rumble and WrestleMania.
Biggest party of the summer.
So biggest part of the summer. So everything's leading to a big. So SummerSlam will be a dual branded pay-per-view, like we have done in the past. So we will see where all this action leads into the height of the summer.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for another episode of Just Book It. We hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave it a like, leave a comment, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Brothers of Wrestling, subscribe to us on YouTube at Brothers of Wrestling, and we will catch you in the next episode of Just Book It.
Peace.